The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development. With a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
This is Bethany. She's actually my neighbor here in Hollywood, California. I can see her from the window, so just waving at you virtually and waving at you in the real world. Nice weather we're having, yes?
Yes, a little hot.
So, Bethany, earlier today, I read your bio, and basically, you're clairvoyant. That's what I picked up out of that, and you've been helping people with that gift.
I have, yes. Stepping out of this 3D world and tuning into the soul self, which I'm about to go into. So get excited.
I love it. So we'll do a real quick introduction. You'll get your the full 25 minutes. So Bethany Londyn has been quoted as the billionaire catalyst coach because of her intuitive sight, which we just talked about, clarity and for inspiration, inspired action, and opportunity of creating ways. Working with an 8+ figure company, CEOs and individuals, Londyn goes beyond the physical state and tunes into the energetic soul. She sees the unseen and creates shifts if there's any blocks, misalignments, or unmet needs present. Londyn's mission is to support others in experiencing freedom by knowing their truth, hence her recent results-driven book, Get Aligned Now. Let's put our hands together for Bethany.
Thank you. I know I cut this talk so short, so we're gonna create action real quick.
Okay. Anything before we jump?
Yes.
All right. We'll see you about 5 minutes before the end.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So yesterday, if you had the experience of being with me yesterday, I spoke about a very cool story about how I had to download a message that I woke up with. I wrote what I wanted. I used my alignment process, which I'm going to go into today at the end so you can feel that as well. And everything just lined up perfectly. Synchronicities flowed. I was told to call this person. I called that person, a CEO. He answered. And I hadn't talked to him in 7 years. And next thing you know, 2 months later, I had been supporting him and doubled his sales from 8 million to 16 million in 2 months. 2 months. Okay. So that is aligned action. That is inspired divine action. Now let's take it to another story. My book, Get Aligned Now, 2019. I woke up one morning and I'm like, this is the year I'm going to put my book out there. I just knew it had to get out there in 2019, which now we know why. It was all about getting clarity in 2020. So I knew that I needed to get my book out, which was all about alignment, body intelligence, which I'm going to share with you in a second. And I lined up a literary agent. He was shopping all the publishers for me. I only had 2 chapters left to write after I had started the book 4 or 5 years prior. And the literary agent got me nowhere. He got me nowhere, so had to let him go. And then I decided to take it on myself. I called the publishers. I reached out. And they were like, you don't have enough followers. We need you to have 100,000 followers or something in your tribe. Okay, so I failed that one. Challenge after challenge. Do you feel me? Is there ever something that you want and you just keep being met with resistance? Okay, so then my friend steps in. He lines me up with a publisher that you've all read a book about or from, or you know them, and they were interested. So this was huge in New York. They big time authors. Okay. So they move at a snail's pace. So they were interested and they would have a meeting, I would say once every 3 weeks, maybe, or then it was a holiday. And so it was like so much resistance that I was being met with in trying to get this book out. And next thing you know, it's halfway through the year. I'm like, okay, if this is going to get done, I just need to make it happen. That is an energy of force. And we all are capable of tapping into the energy of force and forcing something to get done. Okay. But when we're in aligned action, everything flows. So had I been using my own process that I write about in the book to align myself with a publisher, or align myself with self-publishing right out of the gates, I would have let a lot of rejection go and self-worth issues and who knows what else. Okay. When I'm working on people and supporting them and getting in line, they're here. Their goals are usually held way up here. And it's all about clearing all this stuff in the middle. So when you clear this, then things effortlessly happen. Effortlessly. And that is possible. So you might have a rule or a contract embedded in your energetic body that says things must be hard to achieve, or I am not worth this goal. There are all sorts of resistance that we create because it's imprinting that we got, whether or not we made it up. It could also come from our family and our upbringing and our lineage. So when you're in the flow, things are so much easier, and it is possible to have it. And I want to share that with you too, because when I've worked with clients, they've had miracles, and I'm talking about miracles within 24 hours or less. Serious, no joke. So I want you to always be aligned, to always get in a state of alignment. Don't do what I did with the book. It is a good book, by the way. It is a good book. It's the process of getting the book out. By the way, it did get out in 11/11/2019. I had a tribe of phenomenal friends that are actually event planners here in LA throw me a phenomenal event. It was so fun and exciting, and I did make it happen with that energy of force, because we do have our free will. So when I'm tuning into people, the energetic body, it starts with the mind. It starts with the mind, all the stories that we're creating. For example, when I go and talk at high schools, I love to do this test. I love to do this test. I'm like, don't introduce me. Don't introduce me to the students, okay? I just want to walk in. And I walk in, and they immediately, I ask them to describe who I am. What do I do? What is my personality? Sure, you can judge by whatever I'm wearing and what I look like. But I ask them this question right off the bat. I don't give them any information about me, because the reality is in 0.9 seconds, they have already made up their mind about me through stories that they have imprinted. And what's interesting is that 100% of the time, every single thing they say is spot on. It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing. So I walk in and I'm like, describe me. It's okay. I'm not going to be offended. Just tell me what you see. What do you think? What do you think I do? Who do you think I am? They share, and it's spot on. So this proves a point that our bodies know. So as time ticks, we get into the conscious mind aspect of it. And then we start bringing our judgments and our imprints of people like this only act this way. I can't tell you how many people are like, Bethany, I never thought I'd like you. I can't tell you how many times I heard that, because of their own imprints of who I am through their lens. We all have that different perspective.
If you're interested in finding your true purpose, if you're interested in finding your legacy, if you're interested in growing, if you are sick and tired of reading books that don't help you, haven't helped you, or are not helping you, or attending courses and seminars that haven't really had an impact in your life, I invite you to read my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, out now. For more information, go to www.thequestion.co. If you're interested in working with me, contributing, speaking at any of our many events, partnering, or licensing The Best You, for more information, go to www.thebestyou.co. So when I'm tuning in, I'm looking at the energetic body, and I'm going to support you getting into your body as well. And then we connect to the soul self. So when I'm working on the soul of someone, I might say fear. I'll tap in and I'll literally see fear in their soul body and like in different spaces of their body. And then I clear it. And as you become clearer and clearer, you remove all those stories and imprints that cause judgment in the world. And you can get into that space of divine truth and wisdom. The divine truth of aligned wisdom that supported me in making that
supporting the guy in doubling his sales, the divine wisdom that guided me in writing the book, the divine wisdom that brought me to this conversation that we're having right now, that is all flow and synchronicity. So you want to get into your body and get aligned with me? I'm going to share with you. I do have an alignment course, obviously the book. You can go to bethanylondyn.com. I talked also about it yesterday. But today I'm going to give you the number one thing that is life-changing. Yes, I know we all have something life-changing to share, but this is about you. This is about body intelligence. This is about tapping in, because Egyptians say, way back, they used to think that the brain was in their gut. Why do you think there's the comment, trust your gut? It's about getting out of the head, out of the conscious, and into your body, because that's where the truth is. And when you start making a decision from your body, you get out of that analysis paralysis. I know so many people that are like, even with, oh my goodness, a friend of mine recently that was buying a car. She didn't know what type of car she wanted. So she went and test drove every single car pretty much that there was, and had the most difficulty making a decision because she lives in that analysis paralysis. When you tap into your body, you just know. You know exactly what car to get, exactly what outfit to put on, exactly what you're going to do today, exactly what order you're going to get at the restaurant when you can go to a restaurant. Again, maybe you can't where you are, not here in LA. So let's get into our body and let's tune in to see what responses you can get. Okay, so take a moment, take 3 deep breaths. This isn't scary. It's going to be fun. And let me tell you, for me to connect to my body, it took me 2 years. So if you don't get this right away, don't worry about it. Most of my clients do get it pretty quickly. So for me, apparently I had lots of trust issues with trusting myself. That's okay. It's something that you get from 0 to 7. That's when trust issues are important. They're important. Okay, so just know that this is something that's very possible for you to do right now in this moment, and can support you in the next hour and for the next hours of your life, every hour. So connecting to your body. Now take a moment. I want you to feel your toes. Feel? All right, now let's go to your shoulders. Feel the energy of your shoulders. Throat. See how easy it is? Like you have just kind of like a little flutter when you think of a different body part. Stomach. Okay, now that you're connected and present in your body, best place to be, let's tune into a new energy within the body. This is the no energy. So just experience. It's okay. It's only going to last a few minutes. Okay. Experience the energy of frustration in your body. Anger. No. Being told no. Self-sabotage. Challenges and hurdles. Do you feel that? I feel like I just gained 20 pounds. That is the no energy. That is a heavy, heavy energy. So let's delete, destroy, uncreate all of that. Clear, clear, clear. Whew. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? And now let's shift into a new energy, the expansive energy, the preferred energy. So now tune in, fill yourself up with joy, the energy of joy, the energy of love. Imagine every single cell, atom, molecule, neuron, proton, neutron, being filled up with the energy of yes. And smiles. Feel your body smile. Did you feel a complete shift? I felt my heart expand. So people will have different experiences. When I started, I felt, you know how when people squeeze your love handles? So I initially felt someone squeezing on the left side for a no, and on the right side was a yes. That's what I initially felt. Now I'm more of expansive and contracted energy. Yes, no. So I know other people will feel a yes here in their third eye, a no in their gut. or a yes might be a green light, no might be a red light. It shows up in all the different forms depending on who you are, because we're all wired differently. So don't judge yourself on what comes. Just allow and try this again if it doesn't come the first time. So now once you have the yes and the no experience, you can start asking the questions. This is the most basic aspect of getting into that body. And you can ask yourself, let's think of a goal that you haven't accomplished, that you've been wanting to accomplish forever, and it's just not happening. And you're having challenge after challenge, like I did with the book. And just ask the question internally, say, am I aligned to this goal? And see if your body lights up or shuts down. So ask yourself, it could be a weight loss goal, it could be a business goal, it could be a relationship goal, it could be a person. Am I aligned to this person? And feel what you feel. This is the first step of body intelligence. Tapping into your body, tapping into that truth. If you have issues, I had to do yoga nidra to get aligned with my body and feel it. So if you're having issues, I also have a YouTube meditation, a Ho'oponopono, which is a forgiveness meditation to your body to support connecting to your body and starting to trust it and love it up, because there's a lot of resistance for people with their bodies. Got to honor them and love them up. So when you tap into your body and you start asking those questions, you start tapping into the divine that is within you. So I said mind, body, soul. When I'm working on supporting people, I'm tapping into their soul self and clearing. But when you connect to your body and bring your soul in, because a lot of times I'm looking at the body and the soul, and it's like, sometimes they're like back to back. Sometimes they're 6 feet apart, social distancing. There's all sorts of different ways that it will come through. So I'm all about connecting. And then once you do that, you can get into inspired action, like how I did with the book or reaching out to that CEO. And you ask those questions and you know immediately, am I aligned or not? Because let me tell you, living by divine guidance is one of the most phenomenal things that you can ever do. And you are so worth it. You are so worth getting out of your head that is so filled with rules and contracts, and I promised I would do this, and I must be this person because my parents told me I need to be this person. No, leave all the stories behind. They are not truth.
If you're interested in watching the video content of this interview and many others, or interested in learning from world leaders and teachers, go to www.thebestyou.online.
In fact, this is funny. I like to clear myself every day. I do it all day long, to be honest. But one of the things I do is I clear whoever I am. I clear whoever I am because I know that I've created a persona of me, and I want people to know their own truths. I don't care if they're making judgments about me, and I don't want to take on those judgments. So I'm deleting and destroying everything I am, deleting and destroying everything my name is, so that I can just be new and fresh and truth in every single moment. In every single moment. So notice, if you start getting frustrated, if you start feeling the energy of anger, any of that, you are completely out of alignment. Yeah. And when you are aligned, sure, challenges are still going to happen. Frustrations will still come, but they will not affect you. They won't bring you from 0 to 100. No. You'll be able to ride the wave of challenges and frustrations that come to you because they don't affect you as much, because you're clearing and in line with your truth. So use this to accomplish goals, tweak them. So if you just did something and you asked yourself, am I aligned to this goal? And you weren't, it's okay. It's totally okay. Just tweak it. Sometimes the biggest things are like the tiniest tweaks. Oh my goodness, I had this dream or this goal of going to a third world country with my parents and my sister and my boyfriend and her husband. And I kept getting a no. And I'm like, why? Why am I getting a no? I don't get this. This is such a good thing. We're going to do this someday. It's going to be amazing. We'll build houses. And I kept getting a no. And then finally, I'm like, maybe it's because I can't make decisions for other people. And so I started removing, and I started with my sister and her husband. I removed them. And all of a sudden it was a yes. I was aligned. Now, has it happened yet? No. But it is a goal. So know that the smallest tweaks can make the biggest difference. And that force doesn't need to be there. That's force is something that we come into the world with, which is really funny because you're forced through, cesarean or the birth canal. That's an energy we come into this world with. How crazy is that? So that is embedded us from the beginning, along with trust, like trusting whoever it is to take care of you when you come into this world. So trust and force are huge. And it is something that you can release. Oh my gosh, just saying it, you felt that calmness when I said release. And then you can be at peace. Release and be at peace. And that's where the synchronicities happen. That's where you start asking for signs because you're so clear, you're open and you're aware. You're in that expansive state. When I'm talking about getting out of that no and into the yes, I'm talking about doing it all day long. I have alarms, silent alarms that go off on my phone every single hour to remind me to tap in, and just in case I got out of it, into that yes space. Because when I'm in the yes space, it's good, it's joyful, it's fun, and things happen. I mean, last year was phenomenal for me. It was so phenomenal because I focused on this. I was able to focus on this nonstop. I'd sign up for a class that was $7,000. I was told, don't worry, you're going to get 3x. Next thing you know, I did. I manifested more than 7 times what that was worth in like 3 months, the 3 months that course was taking place. Because I was aligned to it. I tuned in. I asked the question, is this for me? Because I was really wanting to take it, but I wanted to get out of my head and into my body. Is this course for me? I got a yes. And I also then, because it was expensive, I'm like, how profitable is it for me? So it's all about questions, getting into that curiosity. And I got into the question and I said, how profitable is it for me? And I must have gotten, I think 6 times or something like that. And sure enough, I made way more than that. And I am talking about random money out of the blue. That is aligned action. That is aligned. So when you're aligned, you'll have guidance, wisdom, inspired action. I created a cartoon last year. I created, I think, 7 cartoons, apparently my number 7, for children to tune into personal development and growth. I wrote them and I created them. This is never something I thought of or wanted to do. Okay. This was divine guidance. This is called aligned action. I created 3 courses last year. Didn't know I was going to be doing that. So all these things started coming through because I was so clear. And I just want you to know that you are worth getting this clear, and you too can receive guidance, intuitive guidance. I mean, one of my top written articles that has been viewed so many, it went viral right out of the gates. It was all about 10 things that there is something that I'm connected to, that there are spirits around us. 10 things. So I know that in this last year, this is where we're all elevating to. He's back. So just know you can connect. Okay. You can connect.
Got the mute shirt ready for both of us. You too, Crystal, you're on mute. So we're going to make a shirt for you now.
No, I was waiting for her to finish. Go ahead, Bethany.
Well, I'm just saying that I want everyone here to know that their truth matters. Their responses matter. And the sooner you just trust them and take the leap, you will arrive at whatever goals you're looking to create, and then some.
I love it. So where do we send people to see more of you? I know we had a little ticker going along the bottom, but let us know your websites.
Yes, you can go to BethanyLondyn.com. LODYN is the cool factor.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we got you on stage. Great message. Thank you for coming back to The Best You 2 days in a row. So we look forward to taking you through the halls of The Best You as we travel the globe. Crystal, if you want to take us out, I know we're going to a commercial and we're going to see some cool stuff and lots more live speakers coming right up.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Bethany for all of the different personal stories that you told that just kind of like brought everything home. That's always great, and I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.